This video is absolutely not about doing yoga properly. Such a thing doesn't really exist. This is just a 15-minute period of time for you to stretch out your body and feel better instantly. So with that in mind, we will come down to the floor. If you have a yoga mat, you can roll that out, but you don't need a yoga mat. You can just do this straight on the floor, on any surface that feels comfortable. So very gently come down to the floor. Keep the feet on the floor so the knees point up towards the ceiling. And we're then going to use the hands to pick up the head. The spine is long and the chin is gently tucked. With our hands, we're going to bring them into a cactus shape, so they extend out from our shoulders. And then the palms face up towards the sky, roughly at our head level. And then underneath, we're going to feel the shoulder blades pull together, so maybe gently lift the back up. And feel the openness in the chest. You can let the knees knock together if that feels comfortable. You can close the eyes, but you don't have to. And I want you to know that this is your practice and you can do whatever you want to do. If something doesn't feel good or you don't want to do it, you don't have to. And then just take a moment to notice your body today. And by that I mean, just notice if you can feel anything, if maybe your toes feel cold or you have an itch anywhere. Really well done. And then just begin to notice your breathing. In yoga, we always come back to the breathing. And take some nice deep breaths. Really well done. We're then going to move the arms and we're going to bring the palms face down next to our hips. Very gently lift the hips up. Place the palms underneath the hips and then lower the hips onto the hands. Palms face down. You might like to extend your feet long. Good. Inhaling. Extending that exhale so the exhale is slightly longer than the inhale. Really well done. Very good. Good. We're then going to remove the hands from underneath the hips. Bring the left knee into the chest. Really good. Maybe rocking it left to right. Good. And come to stillness. Begin to circle into that ankle. So circle the foot in one direction. And then the other. Good. And then use the left hand to guide that left knee out to the side. Maybe moving it up and down. Bring some movement to that left hip. Good. And then bringing that long against the mat, and we'll move on to the right leg this time, so hug it into the chest. Maybe rocking it left to right. Good. Come to stillness and begin to circle that ankle. Really well done. And in the opposite direction. Good. come to stillness. And then use that right hand to guide that hip out to the right hand side. Maybe moving the knee up and down if that feels good to you. Well done. Then come to stillness. Extend the legs long down the mat one more time. We're going to bring the feet back to the mat. And as we inhale, we're going to very softly begin to pull the hips up towards the sky. And exhale, slowly as you can, bring the spine and then finally the hips back down to the floor. We'll do this 2 more times. So inhale, start to lift the hips up towards the sky, going up each vertebra. Exhale, 1 vertebra at a time, moving our back down towards the floor, moving at your own rhythm. 1 more time as we inhale, peel the hips high off the floor. And exhale, slowly 1 vertebra at a time, bringing the hips back down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, we bring the hips high, and this time we're going to hold for a couple of moments. You might like to take the hands underneath your back to clasp each other, and then you can roll up onto the shoulder blades, engaging the back of your body. The chin is tucked, and push your toes into the floor. Well done. Inhale, exhale, let go of the hands, move the shoulder blades, and very gently come back down towards the floor. Well done. We're going to take the feet up to the sky, the hands to the back of the knees, begin to roll up and down the spine, looking straight ahead if you can, giving a nice massage to the back. Couple more rocks here. And then eventually meeting up in a seated position. Good. We're going to roll over onto our hands and knees and come down to lay on our belly. Well done. We're going to bring our elbows, they're underneath the shoulders. Roughly, it doesn't matter exactly where they're placed. And the palms are touching down on the floor or the mat. Good. And then we begin pushing into the forearms. There's no weight in the hands, you can lift them off of the floor. Coming into a very gentle back bend. If there's any pain in the lower back, coming back down and putting one hand on top of the other and rest the forehead on the hands. If not, just staying up in Sphinx pose. You can also experiment with pushing the hips into the floor. Really well done. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you move the hands out at about a 45-degree angle, so they're just wider than your mat. And then as you inhale, you push into the hands, increasing that back bend. Shoulder blades pulling together, and looking about 2 meters ahead of you down at the floor. Take some deep breaths here. Feel the breath in the chest. Really well done. Again, push the hips into the floor and coming out if there's any pain at all. Inhale. Exhale, bring the forearms back down to the floor. And this time we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. As we inhale, we push into the hands. Bring the shoulders down, away from the ears. Into our upward facing dog with the thighs on the floor. Pull the shoulder blades together. And you're looking about 2 meters ahead of you, down at the floor. So the back of the neck is long. Push the thighs into the floor. Really well done. And your next inhale, begin to push into the hands, coming up onto the knees. Well done. We're going to take some cat-cows here, so the hands are underneath the shoulders. And as we inhale, we raise the hips towards the sky. Bring the chest forwards. Good. Exhale, round the back. Looking down at the belly button. And then you just begin doing this movement in time with your breath. So when you inhale, you bring the chest forward and the hips up towards the sky, so the belly is pulling down towards the floor. And as you exhale, you round the spine. The back is lifting up towards the sky. And just do this to your own breath. Push into the hands. Well done. And when you're ready, come into some stillness. And we're going to bring the hands to face us this time. Really stretch those wrists and those elbows. Just very softly moving the hips forwards and backwards as much as feels good. To get a nice stretch in the lower arm. Well done. Bringing the hands back round to face the front. Good. Taking a moment here in our tabletop position. We're then going to bring our right foot forwards. So you can do this as slowly as you like. And the foot is in between the hands at the front. As we inhale, we push into that front foot, coming up into our low lunge. Place the hands on the knee. Good. Push those hands down into that front thigh. Maybe you feel a stretch in the left thigh. Really well done. As we inhale, we're going to bring the hands up high overhead. Exhale, we roll onto the heel of that foot, bringing the hands down towards the floor. Back is nice and long. Runner's lunge. Inhale, we roll onto the sole of that foot, bring the arms up to the sky. Exhale, straighten that front leg, bring the hands down towards the floor, runner's lunge. One more time, inhale, coming forwards into our low lunge. Exhale, straighten that front leg, come onto the heel, coming forward over the front leg. Well done. We're going to bend into that front knee and then walk that right leg out to the right hand side. So both hands are in between. We're going to scoot that left leg back if it feels good. Come onto the blade of that right foot. Really well done. Opening that right leg out to the right hand side. Lizard lunge. Notice maybe if you're holding any tension in that right leg, in the right thigh or the hip, and if it feels safe to do so, just letting go of that clenching muscle and let it relax. Take some deep breaths. Well done. Begin to come back onto the sole of that right foot. Walk it in towards the middle of the mat. And then very gently step it backwards, however feels good to you. Well done. Coming into a tabletop position. Maybe just becoming aware of the different sides of your body. Good. We're then going to bring the left leg out forward and then walk it into the middle so it's in between your hands here. Good. Inhale, coming into our low lunge, bringing the hands to the knee, pushing the hands straight. And then maybe you're feeling a stretch on the right hip this time. Well done. As we inhale, we bring the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, we straighten that left leg coming onto the heel, bending forwards. Runner's lunge. Inhale, come forward onto the sole of that foot, hands up towards the sky, low lunge. Exhale, straighten that front leg, coming onto the heel, bowing forwards. Inhale, coming up into our low lunge. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Runner's lunge. Well done. We're going to come forwards again into our low lunge, and then we're going to start walking the left leg out towards the left hand side. And then maybe, if it feels good, scooting that right hip backwards. We're coming onto the blade, the outside edge of that left foot, into our lizard lunge. The back is straight. Good, well done. Take some nice deep breaths. And then again, maybe just notice if there's any muscles that are clenching tight. And if it feels safe to do so, just letting them relax. Really well done. We're going to come back onto the sole of that left foot, walk it back in towards the middle, and then again, whichever way feels good, begin walking that foot back towards your all fours position. Well done. We're then going to bring the knees wide, wider than the hips, and the toes come to touch. We're going to bring the hips backwards, extend the arms forwards, child's pose. Forehead is resting on the floor if it touches. If it doesn't, you can again place one palm on top of the other and place them underneath the forehead. Well done. One more breath here. And as you inhale, begin pushing back up to an upright position. Well done. You're going to come to take an easy seated position here. Good. Whichever way feels good to you. And as we inhale, we circle the arms wide and high. Exhale, pull them down the middle of the body. Good. Inhale, wide. Exhale, pull them down the body. Inhale, open the arms nice and wide. Exhale, pull them down the body. And then we're going to bring the hands behind us. Hands can be wherever feels good. We're going to begin to windscreen wipe the legs. So bringing the knees at the same time over to one side and then the other. If the knees come over to the left, maybe look towards the right. And vice versa. So when they come over to the right, looking towards the left. Getting a nice stretch in the back. Well done. Stay here for as long as you like. If you feel ready to, we're going to take a minute Shavasana, a moment to rest before we get back on with our day. So very gently come to lie on the floor. Nothing left to do here. Just enjoy the sound bath. I'll come and get you in a minute. Begin to take some nice deep breaths. And maybe rolling onto one side. And when you're ready, push up to the seated position. Well done for today. You have done really well.